After one final pre-conference tune-up in the midweek this week, the Boilermakers open Big Ten play this weekend at Michigan State. Kyle Charters here with the head baseball coach Greg Goff and SID Ben Turner for this week in Purdue baseball. Coach, Big Ten play coming up this weekend. You have to be looking forward to that. I think your team right now, you've done some good things. You've done some not so good things. Just trying to put it all together still, and you'll have the one more tune-up here on this Tuesday against UIC back at Alexander Field to sort of try to get things moving in the right direction again.
No doubt, Kyle. We excited to be back at Alexander, playing a really good UIC team, and looking forward to having an opportunity to play and, like you said, get ready for Michigan State this weekend. It'll be a huge weekend series as we open up Big Ten play up there.
Evansville this last weekend, the Aces a good squad, as we know. A couple competitive games. Again, though, it felt like you did some things well, just not enough things well to be able to get a victory or two.
No doubt. We had to go ahead and run on base there a couple of times. As I went back and watched the video of the games, again, we talk about it all the time. You want to be on the right side of a couple of pitches. You want to be on the right side of a couple of bats, and we just didn't do that this weekend. We walked 10 guys the first day and still had a chance to win. And then then on Sunday, again, we had opportunities, and we just really, we would have some good at bats, and then we'd have some bad at bats, behind that. And as you know, for us to score, we got to be consistent in our approaches.
Right.
You scored early Friday and then late Sunday. So unfortunately, those two didn't go together in terms of throughout a game maybe. But Sunday, great to see the late rally, especially a guy like Jake Jarvis come off the bench. He didn't start with a lefty on the mound and give you a spark. He ignites both rallies that end up leading to the tying run on base in the ninth inning. Good feeling, I suppose, to know a guy's ready to go like that when he doesn't start.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Ben. I mean, Jake's been great for us. He's one of our leaders, and he's had a really good year so far for us. And again, I was really pleased with his at-bat and what he was able to do to get us going there. And like I told our team, we need to start like we finished that game. We need to have a little bit more intensity, a little bit more sense of urgency about us. And again, Evansville's a good club. They've won, I don't know, 9 of 11 or something like that. And going down there, that's a tough place to play. And I thought, again, an opportunity for us to learn and to make some moves down there and to figure some things out as we get ready for Big Ten play.
Felt like Evansville kind of demonstrated the power of a quality start. When you have a starter go out there and give you what is defined as a quality start, 6 innings, 3 runs or less, you're going to win a lot of those games.
That's
and
right.
They did. Ty Gill, he gets an opportunity late Sunday. Bases loaded, 2 outs, huge hit. Probably his biggest hit as a Boilermaker so far. To put that tying run in scoring position. Just another guy that was ready to go when his opportunity arose. That had to be a great feeling.
It was, Ben. I was so happy for Ty. A guy, again, works hard. He got to start, the first weekend and hadn't started since. But just works hard and is a guy that really cares about our program and what we're doing. And I told him, I said, hey, I believe in you. And so we gave him an opportunity against a guy that had a really good slider. It was tough on those right-handers and came up with a big hit. So, again, hard work pays off, right? And he was prepared for that opportunity and came up with a big hit for us.
You've got some veteran guys in your lineup, but you also have some young guys too, like Gill, maybe out of the bullpen to Carter Dorn, who you look at his numbers on the year, and he's been really good in the situations he's got. So you've got some younger guys there too. How do you sort of try to pick your spots to work some of those guys in who might be able to give you a little bit of a spark like Ty did and like Carter has?
It's tough. It's tough, Kyle. It's tough. We got a veteran club, 7 of the 9 guys back from last year that was one of the top offenses in the league. So it's tough, and I just try to encourage those guys to keep working hard and doing things right. It'll pay off for them, and we need those guys. We need them to be able to pinch hit and have some different roles. Missing Keenan Taylor this weekend I thought was a big deal too. He, especially when we face those lefties and stuff like that. So we do definitely got the pieces, and we need to get some older guys that had really good years for us last year, like Cam and CJ and some of those guys. For us to be the productive offense that we need those guys to step up and start playing like they can.
Connor Cascanet's not necessarily a young guy, but he's a newcomer, and he really has settled in at the catcher position for you, both offensively and defensively. He's getting on base. He's not striking out a lot. It seems like he's really found a comfort zone after having a sort of freak injury there in the first weekend. How has he settled in to that spot and really, taken over as your number 1 guy with a couple other veterans out there with him?
Right. There's no doubt. Connor's starting to again, new guy to the program this year. But, we brought him in to be, a guy that hit middle of the order and work as their catchers. So very pleased with his. I thought his at-bats got better as the weekend went, and he's did a really good job for us.
Scored 14 runs in the home opener last week, which was a nice home opening win. Most runs in a home opener. I had to go all the way back to 1985. 1985. So, I mean, that's almost as old as Kyle and I that had stood up that long. The good vibes at Alexander didn't take long for those to manifest themselves again. And you just talked about it, the returnees in the lineup, that comfort level they have at home. Right away, it was there.
No doubt. I thought it was an outstanding way to start the year. Last week, and excited about another opportunity. I think people just don't realize, our first 20-something games are usually on the road, and man, it's just so important for our guys to be comfortable and be back home because, nothing like playing in Alexander in front of our fans for sure, Ben.
Meanwhile, Cal Steven comes out there and gives you 3 innings of one-hit ball as the starter last week against NIU, getting him back on the right state of mind, I suppose, after that rough outing at Ole Miss against that loaded lineup. We're going to need him in some fashion, whether it's the way he was used last year or as a starter on weekends, we'll still see, I guess. But that was a very optimistic, I suppose, outing for him.
It was. I was very pleased with Kyle. Again, he's thrown really good for us all year, to be honest with you. The game at Ole Miss, I think everybody's a little nervous about that first game down there in front of 10 or 12,000 people. So, he's going to be great. He's a big part of this deal. He's one of our leaders as well, and I'm excited about him getting an opportunity to get back on the mound again.
First of a couple of games against UIC today, and what was a wild couple of games against the Flames last year. Calvin Shapiro will get the ball for you in the start today back at Alexander. Coming back from the Tommy John is always a difficult thing to do. A guy that was so good a couple of years ago when he was more healthy at that point. Just how do you see him sort of progressing in his comeback from that injury? And he can be a big part for you.
Yes.
Once we get into Big Ten in the second half of the year.
There's no doubt. And that's why we're going to give him the ball today. We need him again. Another older guy that had a really good career, and he's thrown well at times. He just needs to throw a little bit more strikes. And again, not pitching for over a year. It just takes some time for those guys to recover and do those things. So we need a good start from him today, and against a really good UIC offense.
It's a lot just the feel, right? I mean, when you haven't been able to be on a mound and go 100%, some of that is just getting the feel and the location and all of that back. And the only way to do that is get reps.
That's right. And he's worked so hard, Kyle. I mean, there's nobody that you've been on trips with us. I mean, he's always in the weight room. He's always doing things, and there's not a better guy that's worked as hard as he has. And man, we just pull for those kind of guys.
You both know that I love schedule quirks, and Michigan State is one of them. You've been with us now 6 years as a head coach and assistant coach, going back 2018. You've been to Michigan State one time.
Yes.
And he will tell you he hasn't been to Michigan State since, 2007?
Yeah.
Weird one for him, obviously a long stretch there. So maybe a little bit of a non-conference feel this weekend, even though it is Big Ten play. Not a super lot of familiarity with the Sparty as of late, it feels like.
Well, the last time I was there, I remember it real well as, I went down with my back.
Yes.
So I was in a wheelchair up there at that point and praying for mercy for pain. But, our guys are going to be ready to go. I think we had a great practice yesterday. Our guys have showed up. I think they're a little, they're ready to go. I think they're a little, upset that we didn't, get some W's this weekend. And those guys are taking it personal, which I think is a huge thing for our program.
Michigan State has a veteran group.
Yeah, they do.
They got off to a good start this year, had some injuries, sort of scuffled a little bit late. Maybe their season sort of echoes yours a little bit in some ways. It makes it a big weekend. I mean, anytime in the Big Ten, it feels like there's such a big difference in a 3-game series. If you can sweep a team or go 2-1 versus losing the series. But it just is a big opportunity early in the season against a team that might be scuffling a little bit and has some injuries to sort of get off to a good start.
Yeah, they're good. I'm telling you, they're good. I watched them on the way home from the game this weekend. They were playing down at Indiana State, and I got a chance to watch, 6 or 7 of their second game, and they can really hit, man. They can do a really good job. They do a great job of using the whole field, and their hitters are tough. Our pitching staff, it'll be a big challenge for us up there this weekend, and be a great opportunity for us to start off in Big Ten play.
Yeah. 2 big power hitters hitting in the 3-hole. Paul Tates has obviously, been among the Big Ten leaders in home runs and RBIs for you. They've got a monster at first base, 6'7" Brock Vredenberg.
Yep.
He's a big left-handed slugger. They got a short porch in there in right field. How do you minimize his opportunities? I mean, because he's going to be a...
He's going to get some, you got to be smart. You hope he comes up with nobody on base, but you got to be smart. You got to be able to pitch him, and he's a really good hitter. He's worked hard. They're a really older club. I mean, last year I was looking at their numbers last year. They didn't make the tournament last year, and it's kind of been an opportunity for those guys to grow their program. And Jake Boss does a tremendous job at Michigan State, and it'll be a challenge for us for sure. I'm telling you, they can really hit. One of the best offenses as far as just spraying the ball around, and then they got the big horse there in the middle that can hit the ball a long way. So it'll be an awesome opportunity for us for sure.
Feels like your team is close. What sort of things do you feel like you have to get done both today against UIC and then this weekend against Michigan State?
Well, we need to get a good start. It all starts on the mound, and just like on Friday, we score one, then we give up three.
Right.
We need some quality starts with our guys, and when we get quality starts, we usually win those games. And we just need to get some guys going. We had a good workout yesterday. We usually take Mondays off, but since we're playing Tuesday, we're taking Wednesdays off for the next couple of weeks. But just keep working hard. Just keep getting guys. It's a tough game. Hitting is tough, and I've really been pleased with our defense and how those guys have showed up. We've been playing really consistent defense. It's just now a matter of getting some quality starts and getting a few guys in the lineup going and putting some good at-bats together and stringing some hits along.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to today's game against the Flames, and then obviously anytime you get the Big Ten started, I think it's sort of an exciting moment in the season, chance to get rolling a little bit, and we'll have that opportunity at Michigan State this weekend.
No
Thanks,
doubt.
Coach.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right, that'll do it for the show for this week. Of course, back again next week. We'll recap that series against Michigan State and look ahead to the Big Ten home openers as well. For Greg Goff and Ben Turner, I'm Kyle Charters. Thanks for watching this week in Purdue Baseball.